Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker over here at Lust Hills Harley-Davidson in Southwest Iowa, and look what they've got out for us today. Isn't that just a beautiful machine? That is a Harley-Davidson Road Glide Limited, and this thing has just got everything. I don't even know where to start. It's just, so let's start, I guess, with the engine. It's got a twin cooled, meaning it's got liquid cooled heads, oil cooled bottom end, air cooled jugs. 114, that puts out about 122 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 165 newton meters. Check out this front end here. So in here somewhere there's radiators in here, I think. I don't know how to see those. Maybe you can see them in there. There's little fans in there. And that's the same on both sides. And that's for cooling the heads. On the front, it's got 49 millimeter bending valve, dual bending valve forks, and they're covered so they don't get the dirt on them. Awesome dual disc front end. 4 piston calipers. Just a beautiful thing. I love the way that looks. We'll get back to that here in a bit. Front tire is a 130 70 18. And the rear is also an 18. It's got a 180 55. Look at that whole back end. That is amazing. Seat height are 27.2 inches. That's about 690 millimeters. Very low. Wheelbase on this thing, this just blows me away. 64 inches. That's 1,626 millimeters. Ground clearance, 5.1 inches. That's 130 millimeters. Fuel tank, 6 gallons, 22.7 liters. Now here's the big number. The number that always amazes me, 932 pounds. Wet weight, that's 422 kilograms. You know what? I'm gonna get my gear on, and you and I, we are gonna take that hot rod for a run. Let's do it. Wahoo! All right, y'all, I've been asking for a ride in a Road Glide, and this is about as Road Glide as it gets. This is a Road Glide Limited. Let's see what this thing sounds like when we hit the button. Oh, yes. I like it. I like it. One of the big differences between a Road Glide and a Street Glide is the location of the boom box and the gauges. On a Street Glide, the gauges are up here and the boom box is down here. On a Road Glide, this is up here and the gauges are down here, except for the fuel gauge and the voltmeter. Let's take this thing for a ride. Wahoo! I think we might be getting some rain later, so I'll have to race that home, but that's okay. I'm going to get myself through the Lust Hills. It's just the leaves are just starting to turn. Hey, if you all are in the market for a new or used Harley-Davidson, get yourself down here to Lust Hills Harley-Davidson in Southwest Iowa. These guys can help you out. Make sure you tell them Fuzzy Biker sent you. Now let's go take this thing for a spin. Oh, the sound is heaven. You cannot beat an M8. The sound is amazing. You know, I'm sitting straight up and down. My hip and my knees are about the same level. My feet are forward of my knees on these wonderful running boards. Great big pedals down there. Beautiful shifter. I like it. Shifting is so positive on these. These 6-shooter transmissions are just amazing. And the sound, this thing sings a song from heaven. Up here we've got an information button on the very top. Traction control horn. High-low for the lights with a flash to pass button. Left blinker here, voice control here. This is a joystick for the boombox. Down here we've got a real cruise control, push in to turn it on, down to set it, up to resume. On the right hand, on the right cluster, we've got the hazard light, start button, kill switch, a return button for this, and the right blinker, and then down here another joystick to help control that. There's no better clutch feel than a M8 Harley-Davidson. Phenomenal, phenomenal. The sound is mind-blowing. At about 60 we are tacking, looks like about 20, yeah, let's get back down to 60. About 2100 RPMs, very good. These are belt drive motorcycles, smooth as smooth can be. You know, we're rolling down the highway at 70 miles an hour and my helmet is relatively quiet. I feel like I can talk. I like it. Okay, here's our corner. 4-lane highways, well, we already talked about that. The feel of the motorcycle in the wind is excellent. I love the way this thing feels. This is a luxury motorcycle. I just don't know how it gets any better than these large Harleys. You know, they're the pinnacle of full dresser motorcycles. Look at these beautiful colors. This is Harley Road down here in Southwest Iowa at Lust Hills. Get yourself down to Lust Hills Harley-Davidson and get yourself on a bike like this and have them point you to Harley Road, and you too can enjoy this beautiful foliage. As a matter of fact, when I leave Lust Hills, I think I'm going to take the hill route to get home. It's a little longer, but it looks like it'd be well worth the effort. I know I got to outrun the rain, but I think I can take that chance. Boy, this thing handles so well. You know, the center of gravity is so low on this motorcycle. It's just... And the acceleration, wow, there is no shortage of power. The torque is so, phenomenal torque. What did I say, 122 foot-pounds? What is that, 168 Newton meters, something like that? Look at this. Isn't this just a beautiful valley? curvy road, wonderful motorcycle, beautiful fall scenery. I love it. Life is good. This is where you should enjoy life from, the seat of a Harley-Davidson, especially a bike like this. You know, you could baby this thing all day and have just as much fun as riding it hard. It's just that good. It really is. The sound is just, you cannot beat the sound of a massive V-twin like this. And look at that, just turns so well. And of course, Harley is the master of high torque, incredibly good clutch feel, awesome transmission motorcycle. I mean, this thing is a real piece of art. Let's try the brakes. Wow. Remember, this is a 932 pound motorcycle. Dual disc brakes on the front, full floating disc, Brembo calipers, 4 pistons each. Amazing motorcycle. It just doesn't get any better than this. You know, this is the kind of bike you could ride. I always say this, you know, from LA to Boston, LA, breakfast in LA, 3 days later, supper in Boston, you know. This bike would do it with and make it a pure joy to do, you know. This is just amazing. I know I'm getting repetitive, but this is the height of luxury. This is, I just don't think it gets much better than a fully dressed Harley-Davidson with an M8. They're just phenomenal machines. So one of the big questions is a road glide better than a street glide? And right now I'm sitting on a road glide. I got to tell you, I'm pretty doggone impressed. Y'all put your opinion in the comments below. Do you own a road glide? Put something down there. If you own a street glide, let me know what you think. Right. This is the part of the ride where I always talk about the motorcycle gods looking down on Harley-Davidson and giving them everything they wanted, you know. These are big motorcycles with loads of torque and excellent handling, phenomenal good looks, and incredible sound. For that, they had to sacrifice length and weight. But I think it's a trade they've done well. Boy, she really jumps. What a machine! What a machine! Wahoo! I just did a whole mess of 4 lanes. That sparing, it just protects you so well. You know, it's like I said earlier, it's a very windy day here. And this bike just cuts right through. And then of course the mass this thing has, it's just as if it's not windy at all. It's phenomenal riding. Takes very good care of the rider. And the transmissions on these things are just, I call them the 6-shooter. I just love them. Incredibly positive shifting. It's a long throw, but boy, what a machine it is. And the sound. Oh, I just love the sound of these bikes. You really cannot beat an M8 for sound. You know, and these are stock pipes on this bike. That's just mind-blowing. So let's talk about the handling. In the garage, it's a heavy machine. It's a great big motorcycle. It's going to be hard to move around, but you'll get used to it. It's worth it. Around the parking lot, it does well. Just don't hit the brakes unless you're pointing straight forward. Around town, you know, and on the around town, it'd be fine. It's just they've done it so well. The center of gravity's so low. It handles so well. 4-lane, you know, 2-lane blacktops, absolute beauty. I could live on this, and I could ride hundreds of miles of 2-lane blacktop, especially curvy miles on this, and it would do just fine. And then of course the ultimate thing, you know, could you do breakfast in LA, 3 days later supper in Boston on this motorcycle? With ease. This is made for that event. This is just an amazing machine. I like it a lot. It's really a piece of art. Hey, if y'all are in the market for a new or used Harley-Davidson, get yourself down here to Loess Hills Harley-Davidson, Southwest Iowa. These guys can help you out. Make sure you tell them Fuzzy Biker sent you. Now let's park this hot rod, get the other camera out, and have a little chat. There's a lot to talk about. Wahoo! What a ride that thing was. An amazing machine for sure. What, I don't even know how to describe it. This is I would say about as high up the ladder as you can go for a Harley-Davidson. This and a CVO. You know, we rode that CVO last week, and I don't think that had lowers, but this one does. I believe you could ride this in the rain all day long. Very well protected, very smooth, a lot of torque, but it's also got a lot of weight. You know, let's kind of look at just take a good look at it. You know, starting with the front. So it's a Road Glide Limited, dual disc brakes, 4-piston calipers. I think we talked about all that already. This is all LED. These look like they're analog, but this is all LED. Now look at that front end, isn't that something? I'd love to take one of these on a, you know, 300-mile ride, you know, with a bunch of rain and just see how this thing works. The wind envelope was so quiet that I felt like I could talk in the helmet with the camera. You know, it did it so well. Just the bars themselves, they reach up to me. If you reach the bars about as much as they reach to you, so very good. And I love this whole layout here. You know, one thing I got to ask about is, can you use this as a speedometer if you want to? Is there an option for that? I'm betting you there is. One thing Harley does with this boombox system, I'm a simple electronics guy, so when I use electronics, I just want it to be easy, you know? So nav is all I really need. So let's hit this. So this system is navigation, phone, and music. I never use the music, I never use the phone. I love the nav system. I don't need it, but it's nice to have, you know, a very nice looking system. I think there would be a way to, if you knew how to use this system, to get your speed. Oh, right there. So you could use this as a speedometer if you wanted to. All kinds of information. Look at that. Altitude, 988 feet. Temperature, 68 degrees. Beautiful, beautiful. I like it. There's lots of options there, isn't there? And of course, this is just, you know, it's half analog, half LED. This is a 6.5 inch color TFT. Very nice system. You've got a place to hook up your electronics here, your electric gear. Same here for the rear. Thing has a 4-speaker system. 2 there, 2 back here. An amazing back seat. You know, this is definitely the whole reason you'd buy a bike like this is that back seat, I think. Get your lady to go with you. But what a machine. Something I didn't look at earlier with these cubby holes. Looks like there's a USB in there. That's very nice. I don't know if this one opens. Yes, it does. Then over here is a normal, kind of what we used to call a cigarette lighter power socket. I love it. You know, let's take a look at this stuff. Pop this, open this up like that. Check that out. You got a 12-volt power socket right there in the corner. It's all finished. This luggage rack on the back closes very easily, locks. Over here, we've got this one button open. You can also remove these bags by undoing these, like for cleaning or such, or if you just don't want them on. I believe you can remove this too. Look at that rear end. How amazing, isn't it? And this is where you buy your Harley Davidson, Lust Hills Harley Davidson, lusthillshd.com. Get a hold of those guys. They can help you out. Tell them Fuzzy Biker sent you. What a beautiful looking machine, huh? Now, if you all are in the market for something like this, or never used Harley Davidson of any type, get yourself down here to Lust Hills Harley Davidson or go to lusthillshd.com. Lust Hills Harley Davidson is southwest Iowa, near the beautiful Lust Hills, exit 35 on Interstate 29. Those guys can help you out. Tell them Fuzzy Biker sent you. It's a beautiful day down here. It looks like rain that way, and that's the way I've got to go. So I think I'm going to hop on my bike and get myself home. Wahoo!